Hey y'all, my name's Aubrey Moore. I have been a coach for about 5 months now, so I am fairly new to the game. However, fitness and health and nutrition have always been a part of my life, dating back forever. I can remember waking up with my mom about 4 a.m. when she had a commute to work, and she would be doing the DVD version of Hip Hop Abs and Chalene Extreme. So she started doing these programs about 20 years back, and that's kind of where I started seeing how impactful these programs were, strictly just from my mom doing them, in the basement. And I would get up with her as a little girl, and I would go downstairs and I would, monkey see, monkey do, and do the moves with her or try to, follow along. Fast forward about 10 years or so, she started drinking the shakes, and I just saw an incredible difference in her health, in her weight, in her overall, mind and body. And I was like, you know what? Like, what is this stuff? So I kind of started drinking them a little bit here and there with her. About 5 or 6 years ago, my gosh, I graduated from the University of Louisville with my Bachelor's of Science in Sport Administration. And then I went and got my master's in higher education at the University of Virginia. And throughout that time, I had still been super into fitness. I would always go to cycling studios and stuff like that, and loved working out, but always went to the gym and kind of never knew really what to do when I got to the gym. I would spend hours there, and I would just work, certain muscle groups and pretend that I knew what I was doing. In hindsight, I didn't, but I would do that. I was always, fairly well with my eating. I've always been healthy and fit and stuff like that. But about 4 years ago, my coach, Joy, reached out to me. She was like, I think you would be great at this. This is something that I think is your calling. I was like, well, I don't know. I just don't really have time for it. And I just don't think I would be good at it. I don't really want to post on social media. For 4 years, she consistently asked me to be a coach, and I said no. And it has absolutely changed my life. And let me tell you just a little bit of why it has changed my life. Let's back up to September of 2018. I finally was in a place where I was supporting my then fiance in his military career. So I was in Austin, Texas with his family, and I was working at Orange Theory, and I was super into the fitness world already. I had kind of taken a step back from what my career path was, and in sports and in intercollegiate athletics. And so September, I was finally like, you know what? I have him. He's my support system at this point. He said, you should just do it. He gave me the go ahead, and finally, 4 years after the first time my coach asked me to get started coaching, I finally did it. In the first month, I was getting used to it, getting in the groove of things, and come 1 month later, super unexpectedly, my now ex-fiance and I ended up splitting. Completely shattered my world. I have always really suffered from anxiety and a little bit of depression, but this just refueled that anxiety in myself. I felt like I no longer was worthy. I wasn't good enough. The person that I thought I was spending the rest of my life with just out of the blue just left, and I couldn't fathom why, and it just brought so much on me that I was like, what is wrong with me? Thankfully, God or higher powers had told me, you need this community the month before. And so when this happened in October, I had an amazing community support me through all of it, to tell me that I wasn't alone, that they had been through something similar. And I had also already had established a little bit of this business for myself because, you know, I had just been getting into the groove of things just 1 month prior. And so I finally was like, I have to quit my job and I have to move home. What am I gonna do? Like, I felt like I had no sense of belonging. I didn't feel like I contribute to anything. And once I moved home, about 5 months ago in October, I just poured myself into this business, into this coaching thing, and I don't for 1 minute regret it. It has been my absolute saving and grace through everything that I've been through in the past 5 months. It has given me a sense of belonging. It has given me a sense of worth. It has brought me a community to lean on when times get tough. And while I do wear the title as coach, my girls that are in my challenge groups and the girls that I help on this health and fitness journey have really impacted me more than I feel as if I have impacted them. And I am so thankful that something told me that in September I just needed to take this plunge, because if I didn't have this, I think I would be completely lost. You know, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you get comfortable and so you gain weight. And so I'd been, you know, not necessarily the heaviest I had been, but just the most body fat percentage that I'd ever been. I wasn't really toned. I wasn't in shape the way I wanted to. I wasn't taking care of myself. And so I had kind of let that go. Like, I hadn't been working out, and for me that was rare. Like, I was known to always work out. And finally, once this happened, I just poured myself into, you know, working out every day and eating healthy and fueling my body, filling my cup every day with personal development, with learning as much as possible from these amazing men and women that have walked my path and walked in my shoes. And in doing that, I'm able to help others. And I'll just reiterate again, like, I feel like my calling in life is to help others, and to help others understand the joy and the happiness that not just this business has brought me, but the joy and happiness that just living a healthy lifestyle and listening to your body and taking care of your body can bring to you. Whenever I'm asked to write down my why, that is it. My why is to share this joy, and I truly believe that everybody finds something that just makes their heart beat, really. And this makes my heart beat. Like, this makes me me. And this is something that as soon as I, you know, announced to the world that I was coaching, people reached out and were like, well, it's about time. This is just who I am. And I still love to do the things that my degree is in, and I still love that, but I have truly never been happy in a job, and I am 100% happy here. Getting messages from girls who say my pants fit, or somebody notices that I have lost weight in my face, I feel better, I'm not having migraines, my skin has cleared up, I love my body, and I used to hate my body. Just being on that journey with them, for me, just absolutely fuels my fire. And it might not be for everybody, but I hope in sharing my story that even, you know, just you knowing that you have to find something in life that fuels your fire, whether it's coaching or not. I hope that sharing this can give you that, well, maybe that is something that I would like to do. I would not be where I am right now without this job, without the girls that I get to call you know, my girls are my challengers every single day. They have built me up. They have shared their struggles, and them being vulnerable has allowed me to learn to be vulnerable. And them sharing, hey, I am really, you know, really bad at getting my water in for the day. I am too. I need help too. I am not perfect. And I think that's what this community has really brought me, is being able to understand that my struggles are normal, and to express that to the world, that I'm not a perfect, I don't have the perfect body, whatever you might think is the perfect body. But the least that I can do is reach out to people in just hopes that maybe you're not going to lose all the weight that you want to lose, or that society says that you need to lose. But what you will do is you will find happiness, and you will find joy in that journey. You will learn about yourself, your mind, and your body, and your spirit. And once you can start this journey with yourself from inside, everything on the outside can change. And I'm just now getting started, and it makes me so happy that I'm only 5 months in and I'm just now getting started, because there is a world out there for me to learn, and for me to help, and for people to help me. And so my hopes on, if you have thought about coaching or getting into any type of business or job that allows you to make a difference, this is it. This is your job. And you're not only going to make a difference in others' lives, you're gonna make a difference in your own life. You're going to fuel your fire so that you can fuel others. It begins with you. And I'm just now learning all of this stuff that, like, I had no idea about was out there. And, you know, I wish 4 years ago, I would have said yes, because, you know, I would be a lot further along, but I did have to do what I thought was right for me. And something told me in September of 2018 that I had to take this plunge. And I am unbelievably thankful. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but I am just so thankful that I took that plunge, because I have seen not only a difference in my body, but just in my mind, in the way that I feel about myself. Migraines have disappeared. My anxiety is so much lower. I have just found, like, some of my best friends. And I just hope that something, and if it's this, if it's not this, that's fine, but I hope you find that too.